Welcome to another unboxing video brought to you by Line and Enterprise Hobby. Have in front of me the TREX 760X. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the box, and then after we look inside, because it is a little bit too long for the way that I have the camera set up, we'll go ahead and move it to the side. Cut it open. Line does a very good job of packaging their helicopter, and you have the different compartments. So you have the canopy, and the part numbers marked right here. You have the main blades, and some of the other parts are located in this long box. Electronic devices, this is the super combo kit. And you also have the main rotor head and some of the other electronics in here. On top is the manual. So I'm going to set this right to the side of the box. What I'm going to do is open up each one of the boxes, show you the parts inside, and we'll go through each one of the bags. I'm going to go ahead and take the box and set it to the side. Now, we have the manual. Blown up copy to the right, and the manual is available for download, and the link will be in the video. So we're going to pull out the main rotor head set box, and this also has some other parts that are located in here, or electronic devices. As you open this box, you see that the unit comes with the Hobbywing Platinum HV160A ESC. These are very good ESCs. I've been using Hobbywing for several years and would recommend it. Or the Align ESC, the 131-100. But for this model, the 160 is appropriate size. I'm going to go ahead and set that to the left. Now you can clearly see that there's many bags inside the box. I'm gonna go ahead and just move the box off camera and go ahead and pull out the first parts bag. 760FLH01, and it's the same as the markings on page 6 of the manual. We're gonna go ahead and cut this open. Take out each of the items. So in the bag, you have bag number 760FLH01A, and then we have the F3C arms and the 3D arms. The new head comes somewhat assembled. You're going to need to take it completely apart during the assembly. Alright, I'll go ahead and take out the different arms here. So you can clearly and easily see that the 3D arm is shorter and the F3C arm is greater. So Line includes both arms in the kit, depending on your flying style and how you like to configure this helicopter. Inside of parts bag 760FH01, which is going to be used at the on page 8. So we've moved from page 6 to page 8. In this bag, you have the arms, ball links, in bag 760FLH01A, you have the two balls. The balls are for being installed onto the arms. Either you're going to use the 3D or the F3C, depending on which flying style that you want. You have two bolts and nuts and washers. That's going to be utilized for attaching the head here in this location, and this location attaching the head to the main shaft. The lines included turnbuckles for the arms, which go from the blade grips to the swash plate. And you see by the mark is offset, and the mark always goes to the highest point of the helicopter or towards the sky, and the larger piece of the material, which does not have the mark, goes down towards the ground. So make sure that this mark is assembled to the up. And the turnbuckles allow for the fine adjustments, so you can actually obtain zero pitch. Nice feature that aligns adding helicopters now they're putting these turnbuckles in. So that's what's in 760FLH01A. At the bottom of page 7, you'll see that you're going to need bag number 700FLH13. Manual contains the main shaft, 4 spacers, and these are different thicknesses for the main shaft, and also the swash plate. And each one of these balls are just screwed in finger tight. Next bag is 700HB19. These are all the frame assembly parts. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open. We'll take a look at exactly what's inside. In bag 700HB19, you have the motor mount on page 12, and the motor shaft support bracket, which already has the bearing in place. It's a 3 bearing support system for the main shaft. So you have the bottom 3rd bearing, the top 2, the anti-rotation bracket, which is made out of aluminum with an insert, and then you have the motor support and reinforcement, which are nicely machined and continue the color of red and silver. And you have the servo supporting brackets for both sides for the cyclic. These are both the left and right, or servo number 2 and 3 if you're following the Beast Plus or most of the flybarless units, the aileron and the pitch. Next in the box we have bag number 700HB14. This is the main gear and the anti-rotation gear, and the actual screw and bolt. So go ahead and cut this open. Let's take a look at it. The screw is already in, and here's the bolt. So you have the 2 gears. That's in this bag. Then we have bag 760HB01. Is the carbon fiber bottom plate, and then the aluminum battery tray holder. This is something new. You have two screws which hold in the latch. The latch is a different color. So this is a new addition. It's not in the piece itself. As far as being machined isn't much, so it is an additional piece that's on the battery tray, which is the latch to lock the actual battery tray in place. It's red, so they're continuing the tradition of the silver and red. In this bag you have all the supports for the bottom plate. This is the front with the notch, and so you have the rear, ones that go in the middle, and the ones that go in the front. So that's what's located in bag 760HB01, and then the main gear, which is in 700HB14. Next bag is 700HT17. In bag 700HT17 is the tail boom mount. The gears are already installed, and you have all the screws which attach this to the frame in parts bag number 700HT17A. Okay. The last bag that's inside the box labeled main rotor head set is parts bag 760HT. Bag 760HT has multiple bags inside. First are the tail blades. It is a 3 tail blade system. So you have the 3 blades, which is 760HT02. We have the tail assembly, which is bag 700HT13. So we have the tail fin, stabilizer fin, and another bag which is 700 NT2EA, and it's the boom support that goes on the boom itself. You have bag 700 HT6A. And in this bag we have the push rod support, the ball links for the push rod, screw, and then the rubber grommets which hold the bearing in place and the torque tube in place inside the boom. Bag 760HT01 has the tail housing, and the actual 3-blade rotor hub and grips. Now, one thing to be very careful of when you open this bag is there's several little screws that are inside the bag itself. And so just be careful, because you don't want to lose them when you're opening the bag. And you see there's the little collar and the screw that holds the blade grip in place. And As you can see, these are the little collar and the screw. One of them fell, and these parts are very easy to not find if they fall on the floor. So you have the 3-bladed tail. There's both sides of the 3-bladed tail. Next, we're going to take a look at electronic devices. We've already covered that the Hobbywing 160A was located in the main rotor headset box. We have the Micro Beast Plus fly barless unit. Comes in the Super Combo kit. We have the motor. And you can, the line's already installed the bullets on the motor itself. That's a nice feature, so you have the bullets already installed. And the motor is the RCM BL850MX 490 kV. It's a very powerful motor. In this bag we're going to have the servos. Comes with 3 of the DS820Ms, and those are for the cyclic, and they're going to operate at 0.06 seconds at 7.4 volts or 0.055 at 8.4 volts. The tail servo, which is the DS825M, is going to operate at 0.03 seconds at 7.4 volts or 0.02 seconds at 8.4 volts. So very fast HV servos, significant torque value, just outstanding servos. Complete metal housing. Have 3 metal align arms for the cyclic, then 4 bags of servo horns, the brass inserts, and the rubber grommets which are applied to the servo. I'm going to go ahead and move the servos to the side so we can open up the Hobbywing 160, take a look at what's inside the box. Go ahead and take a look inside the fly barless unit, the Micro Beast Plus. We have the Micro Beast Plus. Set of stickers. And when you open the bottom of the actual box, you have the 2-page cheat sheet which has all of the setup menu items and the parameter menu options. This unit can be configured without using a computer. That's a huge plus. Everything's controlled by lights and 3 pods. It's a very easy unit to set up. Has a setup of basic features or settings which are very flyable for most users. And if you want to go ahead and configure it and dial in each one of the settings, it's very easy to do that. In the bag, there are a couple additions here. You do receive the satellite plug for a DMS-X or DMS-2 satellite spectrum. I would not recommend using a single satellite on a unit this size. MicroBeast recommends on anything 500 and above to use a separate receiver, in which case you have two mounting pads, the screwdriver tool to be able to adjust the pods. And if you're using a standard receiver, not S-Bus or some of the other single line receivers, then you end up with the cabling to be able to connect that receiver to the MicroBeast Plus. And this is just a quick precaution, and also gives you a code that you can turn around and download the manual from. So the manual is available online, the detailed manual or the quick start guide. You want to make sure that you're using 4.2 when you look at the manual. So that's what's inside the MicroBeast Plus. Again, you receive the MicroBeast Plus gyro, the connector for Spectrum satellite, two mounting pads, tool to adjust the pods, and the three cables, wires that would be used to attach a standard receiver. If you're using S-Bus, you might just use one wire, because that's what it is, one wire connection. Now let's go ahead and open up the box number D1700100. This is the ESC. And the top lid you have a pouch, and when you open up the pouch, you have the information, just a guide, instructions for the cap pack. So it does come with a cap pack. So you have the cap pack, and then in this bag is the fan protector, the fan itself, and two mounting screws. Also have the user manual, a couple stickers, and information about the BEC, giving you the volts. So I'll just thumb through this real quick in a second. We'll set this aside. So you have the cap pack, information about the cap pack, user manual, fan protector, fan, screws, so it talks about design, innovative heat dissipation, motor speed governing, soft start spool up. The BEC can run from 5 to 8 volts. The continuous 10 amps with a peak of 25 amps. And then this discussed the current endurance. So that's just the little manual about the actual unit itself. In this box, you have the actual ESC. All right. So the motor bullets are already in place, which will attach to the align motor that comes in the kit. As far as your connector that you want to use, whatever type, you'll go ahead and solder that on. You have the ESC and then the BEC with the ability for the speed sensor, so that you have a sensor for the governor if you're using an external governor. On the side you have the fan port, and this is also where you plug in the programming box. So very nice unit. You can visit Hobbywing's website for additional information and all the other features, because there's a lot of features to this ESC. Something that they did do recently is they have fixed on the Hobbywing side, as far as the auto bailout, they've made some changes in it now. Performs better for the auto bailout. So you might want to give that a try if you're using the auto bailout. Update to the latest firmware. All right, the main blade box is going to contain the main blades. So these are 760 main blades. You can see they're very nice. In this bag we have the torque tube with the two bearings installed. Boom support rods, push rod, and the carbon mat boom itself. Also is included is two balancing stickers. If you put these on, they'll be reflective and make all kinds of nice colors in the sun. And last we have the Canopy box. Let's go ahead and open this up. Show you what's inside. Save the Canopy for last. So we have bag number 700HB18, and this is the front mount for all the electronics. And you have a smaller bag inside, which is part bag number 700HB18A. Let's take a look at what's exactly inside of this bag. You have the canopy bumpers, the retaining clips for the canopy, for those. These are supports, canopy mounts, another support, the top canopy mounts, the front canopy mounts, and various screws to be able to attach the front electronic holder to the main frame itself. It does have the press release, which when you do, a little button depresses. That way you can slide your battery tray out. Next, you receive your towel. So you have a workbench towel. We have part number 7, or bag number 700HG3. Has the skid tubes, the end caps, little rubber bumpers that you can put on if you choose to, and the plastic skids. This helicopter is going to do the 5 degrees, so the tail is going to be 5 degrees higher than the front. That keeps the tail out of the grass if you're flying in a grassy area, and saves your tail blades. The other part is we have the bag with the main frames. And the bag number is 700HB17, which contain the bottom half and then the upper frames. Your tail servo is going to be mounted into this nice bracket, which is molded onto the carbon fiber frame. These plastic parts and the battery tray is molded in onto the actual carbon fiber frame. There's 4 halves, and the design or theory behind it is that the upper part is going to stay rigid, and the lower half, if you do come down in a hard landing, you might just crack the bottom one piece and save yourself some of the damage to the upper part of the frame. So you're not replacing the whole electronic section, you're replacing just the bottom half of the frame itself. There's a lot of pluses. You have the little grommets in here for threaded for the elevator servo, and then there's nice rubber grommets protecting the carbon fiber frame, actually protecting the wire from the servos, because the servo wires are going to feed through these eyelets, and that way there's no contact with carbon fiber frame up against the servo wires, which would cause them to chafe. So that is a nice addition to the helicopter itself. The last bag that we have is 760HZ. This bag contains all the items and accessories for assembling the helicopter. Inside we have bag number 760HZ01. You get the little tool for attaching the ball links onto the actual rods themselves. End up with the line straps for the batteries to attach to the battery tray. So you receive 4 of those, and you receive 3 shorter and 1 longer. There's also these hook and loop strips. Two of these, and then 3 of the smaller ones for bundling up some of the wires. Blade grip holder, the 2-blade head. Pieces just pop out. And the last items are 4 sets of the hook and loop tape and 1 large one, so you can see that it's just, so that's everything in bag 760HZ01. Now we have several smaller bags. We have 700HZ16, which are zip ties, some spare ball links, some actually the balls, and some screws. We have bag number 700HZ18. These are actually the links from the servo arms to the swash plate. I'm going to go ahead and open this bag to let you look at what Align's provided. So we have 3 arms. And then the ball links themselves. You have the turnbuckle style because you have a mark, it's off center. The mark is going to go closest to the swash. And one arm is left threaded and the other is right threaded. So that's a nice feature that they've included with this helicopter. We have bag number 700NC1. These are the rubber grommets for the canopy. Bag number 700HZ17. Flip that over and you should be able to see it. These are the plates to hold the servos in place, and the balls for all 4 of the servo arms, and the screws to hold the servos in place. We have bag number 700HZ11, and this is everything to mount the motor. So you have the pinion, the actual screws and washers to mount the motor to the motor mounting plate, the set screw to hold the pinion in place, and the pinion itself. The pinion is 6012 marked. The last item in the bag is your thread lock, and it's bag number 50HZ006, and there's 2 bottles of thread lock. One is blue, that's the T43, going to be used on the majority of the places of the helicopter, and then you have the R48. So the line includes both of those. The last item is we have the canopy. So the canopy comes with a protective kind of foam and in a bag. So there's the TREX 760X canopy that comes in the box. And it is gorgeous, lightweight. Let you take a look at both sides. It's going to look very nice in the air. Should be fairly easy to see with the white and the red and the blue. This concludes the unboxing video of Align's new TREX 700X, which can be either set up for 3D mode or F3C based on changing the arms. Outstanding kit. Everything's included other than batteries and your receiver. We've already started the process of doing a build video for everyone in detail. We're making some changes, so that'll take a little bit of time because we're trying to give you more detailed build videos, so it's easier for people to follow along. And this is Gail saying